You know that finish you have in your house that any family visitor, when they come to visit you, they look and say, wow, this finish looks really nice here. That's right, in this video, I'm going to show you and talk to you about it. 12 finishes, 12 types of finishes that you can have in your house and that aren't that expensive. It's actually pretty cheap for you to have, okay? So you can have total success with the finishes, with the details of your home's decoration. Hey everyone, I'm Edipo Kleber, architect and creator at RQ7 Decorations. This video is really cool. This content is really nice because I received a lot of comments requesting this kind of content, these kinds of tips that I can bring to you here. About finishes that you can have in your home without spending too much, and actually these are even finishes that are affordable and are a hit in your decor, alright? Sometimes you might not even notice. Sometimes you don't remember having this type of finish in your home, right? It's very easy and common, okay? So follow me. Let's look at these 12. I selected 12 affordable finishes that can make your home look great. The first finish that I think is awesome that you can have in your home and use for decoration is having an LED light in your kitchen cabinet. This one, for sure, if you have a custom kitchen, you have to have it. Besides lighting up your countertop, it brings a huge touch of luxury to your room's decor. This is actually a type of lighting finish that's really simple and easy. If you already have a planned kitchen and you don't have this LED to decorate that wall, your countertop, your sink, it's very simple to do with just an LED strip, which we know is cheap, and you can hide the power supply inside the cabinet, okay? If you don't want to see the LED directly, just put the strip in an area. It's called a corner molding, right? In the front, glued or screwed in to hide the LED so that only that wash of light appears. The reflection, the indirect light. This adds a lot of charm to your kitchen countertop. You have no idea. You can't imagine how important this is in decoration. It will light up the countertop, it will be a functional light for your daily work, and it will decorate as well. Here's my tip for anyone who wants this decoration, even if you don't have it yet. Or even for you who already have it and maybe want to change it. Use white, cool temperature lighting, okay? Kitchen environment, at least I always recommend using cool light temperature for the kitchen. Whether it's an LED strip, ceiling light, or spotlight, this decoration is truly awesome and a total hit. Second, a finishing tip that will be a hit at home is just that baguette bathtub between the tiles. Many people know this finish as a threshold, but actually it's very common to use it between rooms. Okay? The little baguette is a finish, guys, thinner than a traditional threshold and basically has the width of the door. There are projects we do where sometimes thresholds are better for certain situations. They're even better to solve that kind of problem, but definitely the little baguette at the width of the door. Imagine when you close the door, you don't see the threshold, you only see your floor. Both the person inside the room and the one outside. Why? The same? I mentioned to you the baguette, it only has the width of the door. Usually 3 centimeters, 3.5 centimeters, up to 4, you have the baguette there matching the width of your door. When it's closed, you can't see it, just the floor. You don't have that friction. You don't have that separation between your floor, your baguette, and your other room when the door is closed. So, make sure the baguette is a finishing touch that makes your decor stand out. It's a simple detail, okay? But it definitely makes a big difference in your decor, in your finishing touches. The third finishing touch that I use a lot here in our projects is the gypsum molding. We know that the molding has a main function, which is to allow the ceiling to expand. Drywall, okay? Prevent cracks and fissures. And at the same time, it has an innovative design, giving the impression that the ceiling is floating. If you thought that having a ceiling, a drywall drop ceiling in your house was simply attaching it to the wall, know that there's the tabica. It serves two purposes that I think are great in decoration and mainly a structural function, okay? It prevents cracks and fissures from happening in your ceiling, in the drywall system, okay? It lets your ceiling expand so movement won't cause cracks, okay? This drywall panel of yours, this plaster ceiling of yours, okay? And at the same time, it also has a design and finishing function, which is really cool. Having a recessed ceiling with trim in your house is awesome. it gives the impression that the ceiling is floating, that it doesn't touch the wall, you know? Obviously, it's a well-structured ceiling, well-made, very secure, and the molding is part of the design, and its main function is to prevent cracks and fissures. But it's a really cool finish that I like and always use here in my projects. You guys know that, right? In fact, we even have a course here at ArcSet where we teach you how to make plaster ceilings, drywall ceilings, and so on. Several types of ceilings and decorations are used, like the tabica. It's interesting. If you want to see how to make a ceiling using the tabica, I'll leave the link in the description and also here on the card. Okay, so you can watch this video on how to make a plaster ceiling using the tabica. The fourth effect that I think is really cool, okay, it's a nice finish, really awesome. It's the Marmorite. If you're thinking about a luxury finish, right, that resembles marble and at the same time helps you save a bit, Marmorite is a great option. And we know that marble, right? It's a luxury finish. You must be thinking, man, I wish I had a wall with a marble effect. I really like those marbles with those effects, with those veins. Cool and beautiful. Here's the solution. By the way, there are also videos here on the channel that I'll leave in the description for you, showing you how to do the Marmorite effect, okay? Or maybe you hire a professional from your area to do it. Why am I telling you this? Besides being a finish that leaves your guest, your friend, your visitor speechless. When you arrive and see that luxurious wall, your shiny wall with those wonderful effects that only marble can provide, you can still save money. Because we know that having an effect like this one, porcelain tiles can be very expensive depending on their size, with some pieces costing up to 500,000 Rs each. And if you do the math, what about a worked effect with Marmorite compared to porcelain tile? With all the labor involved, you'll have much lower costs, okay, in the whole process. And basically the same effect, right? In fact, you can even create a unique effect right there on the spot, okay? So here's a finish that's a real hit, okay? I guarantee you it's a total success. Especially for an entry wall in your house, a television wall, a panel, a living room wall, a large wall, or a staircase wall. I guarantee you it's a total success. It's a perfect finish and it's even a decorating trend. The fifth finish amazes me. It's also about having a pendant light over your kitchen counter. Who here has a counter in their kitchen? You know, that counter for a quick snack. Notice that pendant lights are a simple, inexpensive decoration, but they make a big visual difference in your kitchen. There are pendant lights that cost 2, 3, 4, well, there are some really expensive ones, but there are also beautiful pendant lights that decorate, light up, and make the space look great. And especially for your kitchen counter. It's really nice to have that kind of decoration, that kind of finishing touch to decorate your space. Pendant lights are a great choice. Some people use 2 or 3 above the counter, depending on size. On the counter, just 1, 2, or 3. Anyway, the amount will really depend on your project. But having a pendant light that, besides serving its purpose of lighting, will also decorate your space, I think that's awesome. It's not expensive, right? Is this product costly? Some models, which we sometimes recommend to clients, can cost 100, 150, or even 200 Rs, depending on the model. It's affordable and a finish worth having in your home. Guys, can I ask a favor? If you've made it this far, following these tips, these finishes I'm telling you about here, subscribe to our channel, okay? It doesn't cost you anything, just click that little red button down below and subscribe. Like this video, give it a thumbs up for me, okay? That encourages us to bring more cool content like this, giving you decoration tips and helping you avoid making mistakes when decorating your home. We're bringing products to you that sometimes you don't know about, or maybe you don't know how to use the right way. That helps a lot. Subscribe, okay? Like this video and leave your comment too. It's very important to me. I am Edipo Kleber. It's very important to us. ArcSet, comment here, Edipo Kleber. I liked this one and that one, Edipo Kleber. What do you think about them? Anyway, leave a comment for me so we can have a chat, okay? 6, a cheap finish that's also widely used is the mini spot. You already know the traditional spot, right? But I want to tell you here that the mini spot, besides being cheap, can also be a decorative finishing piece on your ceiling, right? In your space, it also helps with lighting. Well, first I want to tell you that we usually use a spot to highlight an object, right? On the wall, a picture, a niche, a structure, anyway, something you did on your wall and you want to highlight it. Because usually the power, right, the illuminance factor of the mini spot, it's not that high. Precisely because of its size, because it's a small object, right? A simple finishing detail on your ceiling in your decoration, but it makes a big difference, okay? So it's a nice, cool finishing touch for you to have, but its main function is to decorate and highlight something close to it. So keep that in mind. It's an excellent decorative finishing touch, okay? It also serves to illuminate something close to it, but for example, I don't recommend using it as a functional light. I can suggest you use it as a secondary light, an auxiliary light to decorate, highlight a wall, highlight an object, a shelf, for example, if you have some sculptures, among other ways we can use it. But it's an excellent finish, okay? The seventh finish that makes all the difference in your bathroom is having a lit niche. For many people, having lighting in their bathroom niche is a dream, okay? It costs almost nothing. And besides lighting up the niche in your bathroom, it brings an incomparable luxury to your bathroom. A lot of people ask me sometimes, you know what guys, yeah, like having this kind of lighting, right? This LED in the niche can't run the risk of suddenly getting wet, right? Damaging the LED or causing an accident. No, because usually when we use LED to light up the niche, it's already a specific type of LED. Rubberized, protected, right? And besides that, it stays inside a recess in the niche, completely protected from water. Okay, unless you actually spray water directly there to hit it. But other than that, if you're just taking a shower and all, you won't be able to get this LED wet, okay? But it's a finish, it's a type of lighting that gives your bathroom a huge sense of luxury. I've already done some projects here and I've even shown this to you guys in a video on the Akite channel. It really stands out. It's a very beautiful lighting, it's an incomparable luxury, and it's a type of finish that I really like, okay? It doesn't cost much, right? Just check later how much a meter of LED strip with power supply and adapter costs. Of course, to do this, okay, you need to have planned it beforehand. Don't go breaking the wall to put something in, otherwise that's going to end up costing a lot. The eighth finish, and one you see a lot here at ARC7, is the velvet matte paint finish. We know there are several types of paints with different finishes like semi-gloss, glossy satin, and so on. But the velvet matte finish, guys, it's a high quality paint. It gives your wall a luxurious look, and this material is really cool. There are paints that are matte, some that are semi-gloss, satin, some have a strong shine, and there are even paints that have glitter. You know, the ones that leave those crystal-like sparkles in the paint? But the matte, velvety finish on your wall, when you run your hand over it, you feel that, you know, that velvet texture. That's what the paint gives. Obviously, it's not like a carpet, right? We're talking about a velvety finish from paint, not the velvety feel of fabric, okay? But it gets really close to that kind of finish. So I think it's amazing to have a finish on your wall at home that's matte and velvety. And if you ask me, it's like, how can I get this kind of finish on my wall paint? There are some paint brands that you can buy from their product lines, okay? You just need to go to the paint store near your house, the one you're already used to buying from. Say, hey, I want a matte velvety paint, and he'll help you. The salesperson will give you the options of brands that have this type of finish, all right? But I think it's amazing, guys, to have a type of, see, I'm not talking about colors, okay? Color is something else. I'm talking about the paint finish that when you touch it, you feel that velvety finish. And this is a line of paint that several manufacturers have, okay? The colors for you to choose are like, but this color looks good with a velvety finish. It really depends on the project and what you want to match with your floor, furniture, and lighting. And to help you with that, here on the card, I'm leaving the 5 shades of gray that you can use that will be able to help you. If you're thinking about painting your house in shades of gray, I really like it. Right here behind me, there are 2 types of gray. See, I really like it a lot. If you're thinking about painting your house in shades of gray, this link here on the card will help you perfectly to choose. 9th finish, The finish, as incredible as it may seem and as simple as it is the plaster curtain rod. Always use this finish when you're decorating your house with plaster for two reasons. First, it's to hide your curtain rail and also to give you the option of bathing the curtain itself in light. Are you going to install a plaster ceiling in your house, in the living room or in the bedroom, anywhere? Don't forget to ask your plasterer, the installer who's decorating your house, to leave space for the plaster curtain rail, okay? If you don't want the curtain rail to shine light onto your curtain, that's fine, but at least leave a simple curtain rail. Alright? So it can hide the track of your curtain. If you're going to use a track, if you're going to use a rod, that's fine too. It'll be able to hide it as well. But don't forget, okay? The plaster curtain box makes a huge difference in your home's decor. It's a type of finish that's essential when you're going to install a plaster ceiling in a bedroom, living room, or even on a balcony. If you have a glass balcony enclosure, you can install the enclosure, rollers, and track while keeping everything hidden inside the curtain box. This is very important. Don't forget, will you install plaster for your ceiling drop? Don't forget to ask your installer to do the finishing, to decorate the built-in curtain box. And the 10th finishing touch, I'm sure you're really going to like it, which is simply the switches, right? Modern outlets. Don't think that the finishing of the switches won't make a difference in your decor, because it will. There are many modern models with very affordable prices, and they can also be a decorative finish for your home. If you've already changed the switches and outlets in your house or apartment, you must have noticed that some prices can be quite shocking. Because of their design, the finish of the switch, the cover plate, the outlet, and so on. But guys, there are models available on the market at really good affordable prices that can make a big difference in your home's decor, okay? It's very common for us to use those plain white cover plates, but there are wood finished ones, mirrored ones, and ones in various colors, right? They come with the buttons and modules, big, small, or slim, right? Anyway, there's a variety of models for these cover plates, right? These finishes for outlets and switches really make a difference in your decor. So do your research. It's a really cool finish that can make a total difference in your home's decoration. So did you like these 10 tips? These 10 finishes that you can have in your home without spending too much, right? I confess to you that these 10 finishes I showed you here, of course, like some of them are absurdly expensive, but there are many, really many of them that are cheap. You can have this type of finish in your house without spending much, okay? So I hope this video brings you a lot of joy. First of all, right? To help you choose a type of finish for your house, right? If you liked it, give this video a thumbs up, leave a like for me on this video. Subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click the little button below and leave your comment. I like this one and can do it, plus other things. Let's exchange ideas, okay? And also comment if you want to see any type of content here on the channel so we can bring it in our next video, all right? Big hug. See you next video.